Okay, so first and foremost, just finding a nice, easy seat. And let's just roll the shoulders back nice and easy a few times. Might get I've got some good cracks and sounds happening, so that might be you too. I think it kind of doesn't matter how long you've been doing yoga. The shoulders are always a little tight. All right, and then start to go the opposite direction. Good, roll back again. And then just allowing your shoulder blades to release down your back. You can have hands or thighs, arms by your side, wherever you feel good here. And then close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Do that a couple more times. So filling up with air, maybe pausing at the top of the breath. And then sigh the breath out, sigh the week out, the past year out, anything that might be stressing you out. Sigh out the Mondays, all of the things, let it go. Do that a couple more times. And then just dropping into this quiet, still place, beginning to find that inhale through your nose, and then also that exhale through your nose. You might constrict the sides of your throat, so you start to create that ujjayi breath. Sounds like ocean waves rolling in and out. You also just might keep the sides of the throat nice and relaxed today, but you're still inhaling and exhaling through your nose, and you're moving towards keeping the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale really nice and even. And starting out especially, one might feel a little easier than the other. So you're just noticing that. You're not trying to force anything. You might notice that your attention starts to wander. You'll get distracted by sounds happening in the room that you're in. So once you become aware of that, just come back to your breath. And you're also going to get distracted by the chatter happening in your head. That's usually a little noisier sometimes than the things happening outside. But again, same strategy applies. When you become aware of the fact that your attention has wandered, that you're time traveling, come back to your breath. You might have to do that 1,000 times. So this is a big piece of how we strengthen the mindfulness muscle. And some days it can be really challenging. Some days it drops into place a little easier. Just be good with wherever you're at today. Another moment or two here. You're gonna take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. And then just start to blink your eyes open. Let's go ahead and inhale, stretch our arms up overhead. And we're gonna hook a thumb today, potentially. If you're a little tighter in the back of your shoulders, that might be happening. And this could be a place where you grab a strap or a towel instead, and you can come out wide, but then you can resist outward. And of course, if your thumbs are hooked, you can kind of stretch the arms apart. As you're doing this, wherever you're at, you're feeling the inner arm wrap towards the outer arm. Good. You're widening across the backs of your shoulders. And then here, nice and gentle, just start to drop your chin towards your chest any amount. And you might not get very far because the shoulders are kind of impinging upon the release there. Exhale down into your feet, into your sit bones. Good. And then just also notice what thumb is crossed on in front if you've taken this variation. Good. Start to bring your chin to floor level. Oof. And then as you exhale, just release your arms by your side. Take a couple of breaths there. You're going to feel like some of the blood come back to the upper arms. So just taking a few breaths, that can be really, really intense. And if you found that using the strap was helpful for you because you're a little tighter, as you come up, you can come up this way. Otherwise, the rest of us are going to inhale, stretch our arms out and up. And then you're going to hook your thumbs the funny way. So the opposite thumb is going to come in front. And then just gently tractioning apart. As you do that, you're going to notice that the upper arms turn on. So you can feel the muscles engage, start to firm to bone. And if you don't have a strap and you're tighter, again, just take your arms out a little wider than shoulders distance apart. You're still going to be getting that work. Nice, Amy. Again, here, let's just start to drop our chin towards our chest. Really trying to let the back of the neck release and lengthen, which is surprisingly hard to do. Good. As you exhale, just release down. So again, arms by your side, just sitting nice and tall here, taking a few breaths, letting the blood flow back into the shoulders, the upper arms. I say it often, but sometimes the best part of a pose is coming out of it. All right, so let's go ahead and bring our fingertips to our shoulders, and then we're just going to make some little arm circles here. And they can be big, they can be small, it can be a little bit of both. Maybe start small, gradually move towards making these shoulders or these circles a little bigger. And if it doesn't work to have fingertips on the shoulder heads, you can just even make little shoulder circles here with arms extended. If it feels better to do one at a time, that also works. So just kind of playing around, seeing what you need here. Good work. And then let's start to switch directions. Nice. Good, do a couple more. And then just go ahead and release arms by your side. Again, just a couple of breaths here. Finding your sit bones rooting down there energetically. Just notice how even just the thought of that idea helps you to sit a little taller. Find a little more space through the sides of your waist. Beautiful work. All right, so from here, let's move into some cat-cow. So start to warm up the spine. So hands can rest on your thighs or your knees. As you inhale, you rock to the front of your sit bones. Press the shoulder heads back. So you're essentially coming into a cobra pose here in the upper body. And then as we exhale, we go in the opposite direction, finding the cat stretch. Rocking to the backs of your sit bones and trying to let the back of the neck lengthen and release. Inhaling, arching. And as you exhale, you start to round in. And then continuing like this. So sometimes it can feel really nice to close your eyes here. A lot of times that helps us to kind of get inward, tune out the rest of the world. So again, we find that place of stillness. Can also keep your eyes open. Just have a nice soft gaze, so not looking around. And just really letting this movement with the breath feel good. Feels like a little moving meditation here. Let's do several more rounds. Good, so the next time you inhale, find that cow stretch. And we're just gonna hold here. So again, it feels much like a cobra pose. Your elbows are squeezing in. You have this openness across your heart and chest. There's this nice deep arch in your lumbar. Gaze just soft and gentle out in front of you, or again, your eyes might be closed here. There's this gentle lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling, and breath, smooth and steady. Next exhale, we round in and we hold here in the cat stretch. So arms move towards straight. You're rocking to the backs of your sit bones and you're rounding in the thoracic, the upper spine. You're feeling your chin gently release towards your chest, trying to let the back of the neck soften and release, trying to let go. Maybe notice if the shoulders have crept up around your ears here, so soften them as well. Breath smooth and steady. All right, inhale back to your mountain pose, so that nice tall seat. Okay, just taking a couple of breaths here, feeling all of that length through the sides of the waist. And then let's just keep sitting like this, but start to tuck your chin towards your chest. And then moving slow as you exhale, keep your chin tucked, but bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. You're gonna feel that on the left side of the neck. It might be pretty intense. Inhale, we come back to center. So you're just making that little quarter circle. I'm gonna do that a few times, just warming this up. Exhale. Right ear towards right shoulder. Again, keep those shoulders releasing down. I can see that mine are creeping up. Inhale to center. You might even release your hands by your side. That will intensify things potentially. So just see how it feels. Come back to where you were if it's not working. Let's do a couple more of these. Good, and the next time that right ear is off towards that right shoulder, just hold here. Maybe energetically reach through those left fingers a little more. That's going to intensify the stretch that you're feeling on the left side of the neck. If that feels too intense, just have that hand on your thigh. What's going on with your breath? Are you holding it at all? So it's interesting. Sometimes we pause the breath without even being aware that we're doing so. Finally, if you'd like to take your right hand to the top of your head, apply a little pressure. So just enough, not too much. If you go here and it doesn't feel good, you skip it. We always remember some days this works, some days it doesn't. So always modifying. Our yoga practice looks very different every time we show up. Good. So let's just release the hand down. Maybe tuck the chin a little more. And then come back to center on the inhale. And then we take that little series to the second side. So as you exhale, left ear comes towards left shoulder. Inhale back to center, and you're probably getting all kinds of sensation in that right side of the neck, those scalene muscles. Just notice what's going on. Keeping that breath moving, especially if there's a lot of intensity. So sometimes when there is that sensation in a pose, it makes us tense and grip. Again, check in with shoulders, make sure they're not creeping up to your ears. Good. And then the next time your left ear releases off towards that left side, you can hang there. Again, maybe energetically reaching through those right fingertips a little more if that feels good in your body. If not, hands are just resting on your thighs. Side to side, things can be really, really different. Breath smooth and steady, that nice full inhale, that complete exhale as you empty out. Stay here like this. Maybe you take your left hand to the top of your head. Just apply a little gentle pressure. Really nice. Release your left hand down. You might need to retuck your chin a little bit. Come back to center. Hang here. Couple of breaths. So hopefully you are feeling a greater sense of ease, if nothing else. A little more release. Good. And then as you inhale, start to lift your head, bring your gaze forward. Nice work. And then let's just roll the shoulders out again after all of that. Maybe it sounds a little less clicky. There's a little more room, a little more space. Maybe you're not there. That's always okay too. Good. Roll forward. Good. And then back again. All right. So let's inhale, stretch our arms out wide. We're just going to go side to side here a little bit. If you need to release your arms at any point, that's absolutely fine. So you can take breaks if you need to. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, really gentle, wrap those lower most left ribs to the right. And then inhale back to center. We're just going to warm this up a little bit in the trunk. As you exhale, twist nice and gentle to the left. You don't have to go very far at all. Nice work. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Good. Inhale to center. Can you feel your shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other on the center of your back? Exhale to the left. Let's do one more of these to each side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. And then we inhale to the center. Ooh, and the arms are feeling it. So as we exhale, we turn to the right. And then we go ahead and release hands down. So depending upon what's going on in your body, left hand might come to the outside of your right thigh. If you don't want to go quite as deep, so for some of us, the twisting is really hard. It doesn't feel good. Go less far, left hand to left thigh. They're both really good. And then you can hold on to something behind you with that right hand, just a little piece of chair. We're trying to really press both shoulder heads back here. So there is this openness. There's a sense of cobra pose in the upper body. And then let's just get into the neck a little more. So you're going to gauge how far you need to go. As you exhale, move towards looking out over that right shoulder. And then as you inhale, move towards looking out over that left shoulder. Exhale to right shoulder. Inhale to left shoulder. Nice work. One more. Exhale. Moving towards the right shoulder. You might not get all the way there. That's absolutely fine. Inhale to left. Good. And then exhale. Just find a place to be that feels good in your body. Really try to find lots of length on the inhale, space. And as you exhale, as you empty out, maybe it feels like you can twist in just a micromillimeter more. Good. Deep inhale here. Exhale, start to unwind, come back to center. All right, as we inhale, we stretch the arms out wide, beautiful. And then as we exhale, we start to twist to the left. And then releasing hands down, so right hand to the inside of the right thigh. Maybe you come to the left thigh. Holding onto your left hip or a piece of chair with that left hand, pressing shoulder heads back as you root into your sit bones. And then as you exhale, move towards looking out over that left shoulder. Inhale. Out of a right shoulder. Couple more like that. Just nice, easy little flow here in the static twist. Exhale to left shoulder. Inhale out over that right shoulder. Exhale, left. Good, inhale, moving towards that right shoulder. And then as you exhale, just find that perfect little spot for you, wherever that might be. And feel these right ribs just twisting to the left, kind of initiating that from the lowermost right rib, and then all the other ribs stack on top and come along for the ride. Good, nice deep inhale. Good. As you exhale, you come back to center, and let's just release all of that twisting with a little more cat-cow. So inhale, arch. Exhale, round in. Then if you want to add arms here too, inhale, stretch your right arm forward and up any amount. Exhale, release. Inhale, left might reach, and you can just do classic cat-cow too. You can skip the arms if that's not feeling right today. Just kind of feeling your spine even out here after that deep twisting. If you're doing arms, when you finish on that left side, just come back to your nice mountain pose. Sitting tall, taking a couple of breaths here, and just checking in, kind of halfway through the class. How do you feel differently than when we started half an hour ago? What's shifting for you? Hopefully it feels like the brain's getting a little quieter, the body is warming up, feeling a little easier. All right, so let's release our arms by our side, and we're gonna do a little lateral side to side stretching. So as you inhale, nice and easy, reach this left arm up and over, feel this stretch through the side of the body. Exhale, release down. Inhale, right arm reaches. Good, exhale, release. And then you're just moving like this, your pace with the breath. Eyes can be opened or closed here. Just know that sometimes closing the eyes can challenge the balance a little bit. So if you feel unsteady with the eyes closed, skip it, keep them open, just have a soft gaze in front of you. And let this feel really good as you start to warm up the side body. It might feel like you're getting in a little deeper. For some of us, this is really intense, so we don't have to go very far at all to feel a really nice stretch. These look beautiful. Good. So the next time your left arm is reaching up and over, let's hold there. Anchor down a little more into that left sit bone. It gets a little light. So use that anchoring feeling to help you wrap these right ribs up. Maybe you're gazing up underneath the top arm. So that's going to get into the neck a little bit. So if it doesn't feel good, skip it. Notice, so this left shoulder is lifting, obviously, but we still want that sense of the shoulder blade releasing down. See if you can find that. Good, and then let's exhale, release this side. And inhale, take that right arm up and over as we lean off to the left. So this beautiful stretch to the side body. As you anchor down into that right sit bone. So it's just a thought, but how does that change how you feel in the pose? Does it give you a little more space to wrap your left ribs up? Maybe gazing up if that feels okay. Otherwise, you're just gazing forward. You could even be looking down. Good, one more deep inhale. Really beautiful work, everybody. As you exhale, release right arm down, just coming to center, finding your mountain pose. And let's actually just take our hands on our thighs, close our eyes, take a few breaths here. So just dropping inside again. Checking in, notice how you're feeling. Good, and then just blink your eyes open. So let's come into a version of our Warrior 2, and then we're going to take that into our reverse warrior and our extended side angle pose. So a couple different ways that you can approach this. So all of us are going to open up this right leg any amount. And actually, you don't have to do that if it doesn't feel stable in your body. You can just be here and focus more on the open body or upper body. But if you can open up this right thigh, feel free to do that. And it doesn't matter how far it goes. So kind of just depends on how we're all built and the setup that we're in. And do just see if you can land with the right knee over the right ankle. So we're getting this nice big hip opening here, nice big hip stretch happening in this pose. What happens is that the torso likes to come along for the ride. So we're keeping our torso facing forward. So there's all of these little micro actions happening in the body. In regards to this left leg, you can keep the knee bent here. That might feel really stable and nice. You could play with extending that leg to straight, see how that feels. And then the other option would be to open that leg up. So if you're doing that, you're going to roll to the inner edge of that foot. So this left hip is releasing down. So we're not trying to square our hips here. They're going in different directions. So find the place where you feel good and stable. And then we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up, and then just start to bring your gaze out over those right fingertips. The shoulders love to creep up around the ears here. This is actually really challenging to hold your arms like this. So of course you always take breaks when you need to. Rooting into your sit bones. You could even think tailbone, releasing towards the floor here as your sternum lifts up. Good, and then let's actually come into a little arm variation. So let's stretch our right arm up. And then you're just going to use your left hand to help wrap this arm inward. Bend the elbow. So reach those fingertips down your back. And then you can just take your left hand to that right elbow, apply a little pressure. Now you might not need to do that. So this is going to intensify the stretch that you're feeling on the tricep, the outer arm. I'm actually getting this in the scapula a little bit on that right side. So a lot of places where you could be feeling it. You can just have your gaze forward here. Again, sternum is lifting. Breath is smooth and steady. All right, so let's start to reverse this. So let's release this left arm down, and you can hold onto your chair, you can hold onto your leg, so whatever feels good. And we're kind of in this, we're leaning off to the left, just start to extend your right arm to straight. Beautiful. So we're getting this side stretch that we already visited. All of the same things happening. Our legs are in a different configuration. And maybe you move towards looking up underneath that top arm. So you find this reverse warrior. Good. Let's take one more deep inhale. These look so lovely. As you exhale, just release. So coming back upright. So your legs are still in your warrior two. All right, just giving the arms a little break here. And we're going to come into our extended side angle pose. So as we inhale, we're going to stretch our arms up. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to hinge forward at this right hip. So you can just stay here like this. If you are able to bring your right elbow to that right thigh, you can take that variation. Then we're going to start to lift this left arm up. We're going to spin that left palm to face to the right and then reach that arm up and over. So now we're getting this long stretch through this left side. As we do this, there's this sensation of rolling the right ribs up towards the ceiling. These look really great. Utthita, Parsvakonasana, extended side angle pose. If extending this top arm up and over doesn't feel good, you could just be releasing your hand on your hip. So always lots of variations here. Let's take one more deep inhale. And then a full, complete exhale. And then inhale, just upright yourself here. Nice work. And we're going to make our way back to our mountain pose. So if this left leg is extended out, you can move it in. And then right leg comes back in. Good work. And then we take this to the second side, and the second side could look a lot different in your body. So finding the hip opening, whatever that might look like in this left side. Good. And then just kind of trying to find knee over ankle approximately. And then right knee could stay bent like this. You might extend that leg to straight. You might even open up that leg a little bit. So you're rolling to the inner edge of the foot, the big toe side of the foot. So you're feeling this right hip release down, whereas this left knee is pressing back. If you did have sandbags at your home practice, this would be a great place to place a sandbag over your thigh or a sandbag to the inside of that left foot. You can always use like a big bag of rice or beans if you have that, a little makeshift prop. So again, notice if the upper body is coming along for the ride. So in our Veer Bhadrasana 2, our reverse warrior, torso is facing forward, even though the legs are open. So just kind of find that. And then as we inhale here, we stretch the arms up. And then just bring your gaze out over those left fingertips. So Veer Bhadrasana 2, classic pose here. Breath smooth and steady. Tailbone releasing down. Sternum stretching up. Gaze soft and gentle. Notice if those shoulders are creeping up around your ears, soften them down. Take breaks with the arms if you need to. Maybe a slight smile, because yoga is fun, mostly. All right, so we're just going to bring our gaze back to center here. We're going to find that arm variation. So start to stretch that left arm up. We're looking for internal rotation. So you're spinning your palm to face behind you. So use that right hand to help you wrap that arm inward. And then we try to hold on to that as we bend to the left elbow. Good, and then taking the right hand to the top of the elbow, applying a little pressure maybe. So that will intensify the stretch for some of us. If you're a little bulkier and the shoulders a little tighter, that's probably not going to feel good. So less pressure. What's going on with the breath? Keep it moving. All right, so we're moving towards our reverse warrior. Arms are kind of like almost there. So we're going to exhale, release this right arm down by the side. And then from here, you basically just have to extend left arm to straight. Find your sit bones. As you anchor into your sit bones, you can start to peel these right ribs up towards the ceiling. And then you gaze a place that feels good. It might simply be forward. You might move towards looking up underneath that top arm. And even though this left arm is extending, still feel that shoulder blade release down. So this really beautiful lateral stretch getting into the side body. All right, let's go ahead and just upright the upper body. Just release the arms by the side. Take a breath or two here before we come into our extended side angle pose. Good work. As we inhale, arms stretch out. And then we hinge at this left hip crease. You could just stay out here like this. That would work. Maybe you bring your left elbow to that left thigh. And then we take this top arm up. Palm is spinning towards the left. Maybe extend that arm up and over. So you could stay here. You might also just have your right fingertips on that right hip. As you inhale, can you find more length through the left side of your waist? And then as you exhale, can you twist those left ribs up towards the ceiling a little more? These look really beautiful. Super intense stretch and a lot going on in this pose. So if you're feeling challenged, you're probably doing it right. Good. As we inhale, root into your sit bones, to your feet. Come back up. Nice work, everyone. As you exhale, you're just going to release your hands down by your side. And then we're going to start to make our way back to our mountain pose here. It's just coming back to center. All right, so let's find, where am I going? I want to do a little more shoulders and then also a little twist, which is twists really nice for the back, especially the lower back. They can be really helpful, actually the entire back. So from here, we're going to come into our Garudasana legs. So we're going to take our right thigh over our left thigh. Good. So as you come here, you can kind of just visualize outer hips squeezing in towards each other, inner thighs squeezing in, so everything feels very contained. You might even feel the lower belly pull in and up. And you're keeping that breath smooth and steady. We're going to inhale. Stretch the arms out. All right, and we're going to give ourselves a little hug. So we're going to do it opposite today. So typically if you have the right leg on top in the classic pose, you take the right arm underneath. We're going to take the left arm underneath. We're like yoga rebels here. You guys can report me to the yoga gods. Elbows stack on top of each other and you start to lift up. So you feel that stretch, the back of the neck and the shoulders. Shoulder blades are releasing down. You are welcome to stay here like this. You might be able to bring the backs of your hands together. You might be able to kind of pretzel yourself, press palms together. whichever variation you're in, all of the same principles apply. So elbows lift, shoulder blades release down. Everything's kind of squeezing into the middle in this pose. And check in with the breath again. All right, so from here, I want you to find a little twist. So nice deep inhale. As you exhale, start to twist the torso to the right, any amount. You might stay here like this. Maybe you hinge forward. So think lots of length. So you start to extend, and then maybe you bring that left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. Good, and if you're here and you want to open up, so extending that right arm up, left hand to the outside, and that, like again, you could just be here in an upright twist. They're all good places to be. Wherever you're at, feel that lowermost left rib initiating the twist. Everything follows along. You might be bringing your gaze up. You might simply be looking forward. Good. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, just unwind. So you can take kind of just a little kind of ragdoll here. Little forward fold, which we haven't done any of that today. So let the back of the neck release. Let the arms hang. And then nice and slow as you inhale, start to roll on up. And then when you get there, roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Good work. All right, so we're gonna uncross that right thigh. And then we take our second side. So left thigh over right. Finding your sit bones here, so feeling very steady, feeling the outer hip squeeze in, inner thigh squeeze in. Lower belly is pulling in and up, so lots of length through the sides of your waist. And then we inhale, take our arms out nice and wide. All right, and then we're gonna give ourselves that hug. Right arm is gonna come underneath. So elbows stack. You can just hold the backs of your shoulders with your hands. Maybe the backs of the hands press together, maybe the palms press. Wherever you're at, elbows lift, the shoulder blades release down, breath is smooth and steady. Really beautiful work. Gaze is soft and gentle. Good, so take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, just start to twist your upper body to the left. You might just stay upright like this. This is a great place to be. If you feel stable and as though you want to fold in a little bit, you're welcome to do so. Maybe bringing that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. And then maybe releasing the arms here, opening up. So nice deep twist. And just taking your gaze at a place that feels easy and comfortable in your neck. Really beautiful work. We got a couple more good breaths here. Good, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, start to unwind, and then you can just kind of ragdoll in here, just forward fold a little bit, try to let the back of the neck lengthen and release. Nice and easy. Slowly start to roll on up. And then again, just roll the shoulders back. Good. Uncross that left thigh. And then again, just to release the back, let's just do a little more quick little cat-cow here. So hands on thighs. As you inhale, arch forward. Exhale, round in. Good. Inhaling, arching. Just a couple rounds like this, and then we're going to hold each one. Exhale, round in. Inhale, find that cow stretch. Exhale, make your way into your cat stretch, chin towards chest. And then inhale, holding here. So breath smooth and steady, elbows squeeze in. Think of this more as a cobra pose. So just imagine that you're laying down on your belly, feeling this openness, this stretch across your heart and chest. Beautiful work. As you exhale, round into the cat stretch. So chin moving towards chest, back of the neck lengthening. Feeling all of that stretch, that extension in your thoracic. Good. And then inhale up to your mountain pose. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then close your eyes here. And we're just going to do a couple rounds for our vilomah 1 breath. So as you'll recall, our vilomah 1 is our 3-part breath with the retention after each inhale. So we're going to inhale, divide the breath into 3 parts, and then we'll exhale all the breath out. And we'll do a couple rounds of this. So let's all take a nice deep inhale here together. Full complete exhale through the nose. Empty out, pause. And then inhale 1/3 of the way up. So just about to your belly button, pause the breath. Inhale another 1/3 of the way up. So to those lower ribs, those floating ribs, pause. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Feel that stretch across your heart and chest. You're pausing the breath. And then slowly exhale the air out through your nose. When you reach the bottom, just take a couple recovery breaths. So nice, easy inhales and exhales. Couple more rounds of that vilomah breath. If it's not working for you today, you skip it. If my pace isn't working for you, you just move at your own pace. Notice on the retentions especially, do things start to tense inside your body? Do you get tight in the face to jaw? Can you soften in those places? Good, so let's take a nice, smooth, deep inhale. Full, complete exhale. Empty out. Little pause at the bottom. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. Inhale another 1/3 of the way up. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Feel that openness, that spread across your heart and chest. And then slowly exhale the air out through your nose. Taking a couple rounds of just normal, easy breath at the bottom. Good, one more round. So nice deep inhale through your nose. Full, complete exhale through your nose. Pause at the bottom. Inhale up to your belly button. Pause. Sip in more air. So inhaling to your floating ribs. Pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Pausing. And then exhaling the air out through your nose. When you're empty, just find normal breathing, and we move towards our Savasana here. So you can stay seated like this. If you wanted to come into a supported child's pose, if you have an extra chair or a table in front of you, that can be really nice and calming. You could be in a forward fold if that feels good. If it is easy for you to come into classic Shavasana on the floor, you're welcome to do that as well. So just finding a place where you can be still and quiet in these final moments. Just soaking up all of the hard work that you've done today and just letting it melt into your bones, into your body. Just really giving yourself permission here to be quiet and still. You don't have to worry about all of the things that need to get done just yet. They're going to be there. Masato masatgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityoma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, bring a little gentle movement back to your body. Just staying soft and quiet. Bring your palms in a pile on top of your heart. And check in here. Notice how you feel different. Notice what shifted for you physically, mentally, energetically. Notice how the breath is changed, just a little deeper, a little richer. Send yourself love and gratitude. Send your body love and gratitude for showing up, for working hard. And just promise yourself that you're going to carry a little of this good feeling you've created with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. Just gently bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. So good to see all of you. Namaste.